here's the one of the things I'm using for prepping. This is a can rotator. It's put out by Shelf Reliance. You can find it on the survivalblog.com, and I got this for about $40, and it holds 60 cans, and it's just an easy way of rotating your food and stuff that you would I mean, I actually don't normally eat Chef Boyardee, but occasionally in a pinch I do. So it's going to be like take me 2 years just to eat these 10 cans, but that's pretty much, you know, how it works. And I bought these all at the same time, so in case you guys are thinking I'm screwing up my dates here, it's pretty much it. And you can basically make them as wide as you want. It's you fit the can, you kind of hold the can there, and you fit it by moving these pieces accordingly until the can, you know, fits nice and snug. So basically you can fit any type of size can you want. It's all based on your preference. I mean, here I have the larger baked beans cans, and you know, I just held the can up and moved these pieces, and they snap right in here, and they're stackable. You can keep stacking them on top of each other if you want. And they also sell bigger ones that are metal, and I don't really need to do that because I have some food storage in my basement, which I'll show you some of what I have. So down in the basement I'm going to get 2 more of these. This is where I get a lot of my stuff, emergency essentials. They're fantastic, and they're prompt with deliveries, considering I believe it comes out of Utah. And I have this wrench here, and it is cover the top. I always have the top cover just to keep it protected and so I don't have any dirt or grime getting on the top of the can. And I put it right next to my utility sink, and I put a little adapter on so I could just literally stick a hose and fill this up. Right now it's empty, but what I'll be doing is getting the water preservation, which pretty much can preserve about 55 gallons of water here for 5 years. So I'll be doing that very soon. I'm waiting for those to come in the mail, and then I'll promptly fill that water container, and I'll be filling 2 more. I also have this whole cabinet full of these 2.5 gallon water jugs, and I date them accordingly of when I buy them, and I rotate them. So usually once it gets close to about 6 months old, I start using them. And this whole cabinet is completely filled, and I also got it up there as well. So that's kind of some more backup water. I also have that Berkeley water filter, but that's in a box. I haven't even taken it out yet, which I highly recommend. You can see the reviews on that on Such's channel. It's a very, very good water filter. It's top of the line, but very expensive. It's the only problem. Over here I've got a lot of my storage bins, and I label them. This is all first aid and medical supplies, and some food in the back there, which is some of my freeze-dried food. I'm always picking up more of these mason jars. This is one of my cooking redundancies. I have lots of different ways to cook, but this is one of the newest things I picked up. I haven't tried it yet, but it pretty much can act as a Dutch oven, stir fry. You can boil, griddle. It's got everything. I have the adapter hose with it, so you can use charcoal, propane, wood, whatever you want, and it's collapsible. So it's a pretty neat stove called the Volcano 2. And I got a lot of my buckets from emergency, and I just write down what I have, you know, the rolled oats and black beans, and got some dry milk down here. And I have more of these, but I have roughly about 7 months now worth of food altogether. And once I have a year, that's where I'm going to stop. I know a lot of other people on their different channels have a lot more than that, but to me, going beyond that, in my personal preference, it's getting a little bit, to me, I'll feel like I'm like living in fear. And so I think a year's worth of prep makes me feel pretty secure in my lifestyle. But everybody's different. So what I'm trying to show is how you can slowly build up your food. You don't need huge amounts of money. You just have to budget some of your money to putting aside some food for that time that you're going to need it. You never know, and it just gives you that peace of mind. And you know, I first started with just the freeze-dried number 10 cans at Emergency Essentials, the Mountain House, and I put those, and those last for 25 years. And now this year I finally got the barrels, you know, as you saw, the 5-gallon barrels, which I will add more next year. And those are good for 25 years. And those are the ones you don't want to touch. You know, that's what you don't want to touch. And what I try to tell people to get one of those 5-day coolers, the ones that can hold things cold for 5 days. You can get them anywhere in Walmart or Home Depot or anywhere. And you want to get a pretty decent sized one. And what you want to think of is, if you're coming home and there's whatever the situation, if it's a terrorist situation or if it's some really bad weather, I always tell my wife, if we can't talk to each other, the first thing on your way home is to try to get ice at whatever local store. Enough ice to pack into the freezer and to pack into the cooler. And then you would take all your food from the refrigerator, put it in the cooler, put some ice in the freezer to keep that colder, and you would eat your freezer food first, which I would say would be you know, your first food source. Then your next food source would be the refrigerated food. And then after that, you can use your cans and whatever other perishable foods like in the cabinets. You'd start using that food. And then last but not least, you would use your freeze-dried food. So that way you actually, I mean, I probably have, I'm not totally sure, but I probably have close to a year already. But I want a year's worth of the freeze-dried. Because if I have a year's worth of the freeze-dried food, then I'm going to have even more of a year's worth of food when it's based on the tier system that I just said. Your freezer, your refrigerator, your cabinet, cereals and pastas and cans. So it's very easy to do. And sorry about that. Hello. It's very easy to do, and it's something you can do in a budget. And once you have that solid amount of freeze-dried food, then you can just monitor, and like I showed you on the can rotators, you can have extra of canned food, and that's how I'm doing it. You know, there's really no right or wrong, but you just use common sense and logic and practical thinking, and it feels good. It's good to have that peace of mind that I can pretty much stay in my house for an entire year without leaving it if I had to. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that things maintain some kind of civility in our society. Alright, well, thanks guys. God bless, and I'll see you in the next videos.
The mayor cut the bread line